Warning, this video is intended for adult collectors. It contains plastic collectibles, questionable opinions, and someone who knows a lot about Japanese spandex. Incoming random review in 3, 2, 1.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the TJOmega channel and welcome back to the review stage. So, I normally film reviews when I'm away at MetroCon, as I currently am, and it's usually like the bulk of the content, but this time I just wanted to give you a weekend's worth of reviews, and I decided one is going to be useful, and then one is going to be just for me. So, the one that is useful is a more current character that is kind of an oddball. That is 86 Kranix, a character that has existed since the 86 movie and has not existed since the 86 movie. Now, before you go asking, yes, this is an official alt mode. For those who have never seen it, Kranix does have a canonical vehicle mode that was in his original design sketches. And yes, it looks like a flying platypus. This is absolutely authentic to that design, weird as that may seem. So don't think about it too hard. This is 100% accurate, whatever vehicle this is supposed to be. I assume it's some kind of spaceship? Maybe? Some kind of space duck, I feel like. It's the weirdest toy to look at. Like, there's no hiding here, you know? I guess when you're on the planet Lithone and everything is peaceful and everyone is a scientist, etc., you don't really need to turn into a tank. No one needs to turn into a tank on Lithone. So I guess you just fold yourself up into something that lets you get from one place to another really quick, I guess. So you have an odd shape of a vehicle mode with tan plastic in an odd shape, like an odd color scheme, because it's the kind of gray that normally you only achieve on a very older toy, or if you've left a toy out in the sun a little bit. So it's interesting to see it done intentionally. It is completely accurate to how he looks, though. I'll give him that. You've got maroons as well that take up the backside of the vehicle as well as the head of the vehicle. And that's basically what you've got. All of this is just crunched up robot with some panels folded out. He's not the most complex of figures, so give him a little bit of credit here. I can point out at least some detailing work. He does seem to have vents or thrusters in the back here. The fin is appropriately placed. I do like the fin. It does have shapes in the bottom of what will be his feet to give him actual rocket thrusters. So, they're trying. They are trying. But you can't get past the platypus face. You just can't. I need a bowler hat to put on him and surprise people. But, it is what it is. So, this piece on here is a removable gun. We can go ahead and take that off. So, you do have a 5mm port available for connections, and that's basically all you get here. You do get a few exposed points here inside the leg panels. You're not going to get a whole lot of use out of them because they're directly in line with the front wings, so a gun there is not going to make a whole lot of sense. And everything beyond that is kind of there, I mean, the vehicle mode already looks kind of messy because it is just a crumpled up robot. But then you also have the fact that, the screw holes are exceptionally prominent on this figure. So he ain't the cleanest boy. But then again, he feels like he was made specifically because we've never had a Kranix toy. For as big of an impact as he has in the movie, considering, he had to survive Unicron, this was inevitable, and it's great that they actually made that ridiculous vehicle mode real, but it's still a really weird-looking figure. There's just no getting around it. Okay, let me transform him into the robot mode, and I'll show you exactly what we got going on here, because really, the point of this toy is the robot mode. We know this. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and fold these parts away from the main body, so we can start unplugging things, for starters. Going to split the rear and go ahead and extend the legs like so. Double hinge to get those knees into the right spot. And then close things up. Just start closing up panels to make solid legs. I'm going to go ahead and flip him over so I can rotate his feet to the front. The long toe should go forward. Okay. Now, so you rotate the shoulders down like that. And from here, you can just go ahead and transform the arms, just to kind of get that step out of the way. Unfold that little gray panel, flip out the hand, close gray panel, close wing around gray panel, lather, rinse, and repeat over here. So, flip that back, flip that closed. All right, here's the fun part. So I'm going to open up his gut, and then we're going to take this bill, and we're going to double hinge everything inward together. So the big hinge goes down, maroon hinge goes up, next the bill goes down again, and all that folds up into a very clean chest, which you will then lock into place by closing up the belly. Go ahead and double hinge the shoulders all the way up, like that. And then we have to flip his mouth closed, which is actually not his mouth, but man, does it look like it. Go ahead and flip his chin into the right position, angle his head correctly. And there is your Kranix in robot mode. And I'm going to just very slightly readjust the framing here. So, frankly, the transformation is more interesting than it seems, considering that the wings are just, the arms folded over, and the legs are just, folded over. Honestly, there's some weird goofiness to this transformation that makes me enjoy it. It's odd. And this figure is going to be odd, so it feels like the engineers embraced that. It's a goofy figure to transform because it's a goofy figure in general. I mean, look at him. Look at him. See, because there is absolutely no original toy for Kranix, there is no need to include any kind of detail that would have existed on his original G1 figure. So it is literally just straight up, if it exists in the animation, that's the only thing we can put on here. It's the only thing we can base it on. So it's one of the few designs with absolutely positively no influence from any other version of the character, which does kind of lead to him being oddly simple. Super clean, especially if you, remember to double hinge his back closed to make him even cleaner. Sorry. Look at this. Look at him. Because he really does not have a vehicle mode that hides as anything, he's not a robot in disguise, that does mean that all the way around, he is probably the cleanest robot I've ever seen. If you, okay, maybe you might spot that these are wings if you fold them out, but for the most part, there is no vehicle present here. It is literally just an action figure of a Lithone, and it's weird. It is weird. You remember when Hasbro was scared to do anything that had a weird or no alt mode, and now here we are. So Kranix has his super angular head, his pink mustache, his green eyes that are oddly shaped. Everything you would expect out of a Kranix toy is here. I'm still a little bit weirded out. So you have his actual mouth that is lightly sculpted in. However, this is part of the transformation, is to fold his face down like this. I almost feel like we could have had an opening mouth gimmick on this toy for no other reason than the mouth is just a little bit lower. You couldn't have just done that just to make him even goofier. Oh well. I mean, it's basically perfectly sculpted. That's how his head looked. I don't know what else to tell you. Same goes for the rest of the body. I've been showing it to you for, the last few minutes, and yeah, it's just incredibly clean. There's really no room for argument. There's really no room for grading here. It's just spot on his animation model. All the details are there for what details there are. So yeah, it's already a pretty impressive figure. Weirdly enough, it's just an odd one as my camera goes out of focus. So because of that, I don't really have a whole lot else to tell you about him other than to just go through articulation. So the neck is 360 degrees. The head obviously has a full 90-degree vertical bend, so you can break his neck or just have him stare into the sun if you want. Shoulders are weird, like everything else. So they hinge forward like this, and they hinge up at the arm. So it's that offset universal joint system thing that I really don't like. It feels awkward and doesn't feel like I can get like full range, even though I technically can. It just doesn't feel natural is all. You do have a very deep elbow bend thanks to the transformation. No wrist swivel here. We do have a waist rotation though. We have that. Actual universal hips, nice to see. Thigh swivel, 360 degrees, 90-degree knee bend. You do have an ankle tilt that is ball jointed. It is not the greatest of range, but then again, you are dealing with a scientist. Did you really expect rider kicks out of him? So yeah, it's, again, continuing to just be an odd toy, and I will give him his little pew-pew, his tiny little gun. And this is, again, an accurate detail to his original vehicle mode, so I can't discount this or discredit this in any way, shape, or form. Now, unless you open up the wing panels, you got no 5mm ports to armor him up anymore, so that's pretty much your lot. He doesn't have a whole lot to him. He's, very simple and just basically what he needs to be to actually fulfill the character of Kranix. And on one hand, yes, if you're looking to finish your 86 movie cast, that's pretty much all he needs to be. That doesn't need to have any kind of frills. Now, for his simplicity, I would kind of enjoy having some extra accessories to him. Some of the vials that he was working on, like maybe like he does have like a little bit of a few accessories for like the scientist he's supposed to be, But beyond that, that's Kranix. Like there really isn't anything else to talk about here. It is a Kranix. I can confirm it is a Kranix. It's an interesting but maybe not satisfying transformation experience for a lot. I can't imagine it'll hold a lot of people's interest. This toy exists specifically because the characters never had one, and that's pretty much your lot. One thing we can do, because he is a little bit weird, you might be wondering, size. Okay, what do I have for size comparison around here? Okay. I don't have too many toys on the table right now. Like I got like, little guy like that, but you want something. No, you want something bigger here. You want something bigger. Okay, so like here's like a full-size deluxe. So that'll give you some idea of scaling here. No, not everyone's got larger toys. Some people just keep to like the mid-ground one. Okay, so there's like an old Legends level figure. So you have that one too. Do I have anything else? Some of you might just collect the older toys and just be interested in this because it's an oddball. So I'll put it like an older deluxe in here too. That way you can just get like a whole idea of how big this figure actually is. So that should give everyone an idea of the scaling of this toy, which is, it's okay. So with that, I'm hungry all of a sudden. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up here, and I'm going to go get something to snack on. So, thank you all for watching. I will see you next time.
Hello everyone, I am Astral Agent Magnetar, a Tokusatsu VTuber, and I am streaming 4 times a week over on Twitch, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday afternoons, and a special late night one on late Friday/early Saturday. So come watch, come hang out, and let's make an impact together.